I was sort of speaking out against some of the abusive, misogynistic, patriarchal things that were going on in Hollywood.
You must have been taken aback by like how sexualized I was and how I was like reduced to, I mean, objectified is like, it's not the right word. It doesn't capture what was happening to me at the time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just with that movie. It was with every producer I worked with.
I had just turned 15 and I was an extra in Bad Boys 2.
Really?
And yeah, they were shooting this club scene and they brought me in and I was wearing a Stars and Stripes bikini and a red cowboy hat and like 6-inch heels. And they took me to Mike and he approved it and they said, you know, Michael, she's 15 so you can't sit her at the bar and she can't have a drink in her hand. So his solution to that problem was to then have me dancing underneath a waterfall getting soaking wet. And that's...
Perfectly wholesome?
At 15, I was in 10th grade. So that's sort of a microcosm of how Bay's mind works.
Well, that's really a microcosm of how all our minds work. But some of us have the decency to repress those thoughts and pretend that they don't exist.
Right.
Real kind of story.
Pronounced pheromones.
Can you put some of this on my back?
No.
If you don't, I'll burn.
If I do, I will.
Brianna, I really should get back to work.
Is it important?
I was speaking out and saying, you know, hey, these things are happening to me and they're not okay. And everyone was like, oh, you, we don't care, you deserve it. Because of how you talk, because of how you look, because of how you dress, because of the jokes you make.
It was more the negativity that was constantly being spewed towards me or directed towards me.
I had, I think, a genuine psychological breakdown, probably, where I didn't want to have to be seen in public at all because the fear and the belief, the absolute certainty that I believed that I was going to be mocked or spat at, or someone would yell at me, or people would stone me or savage me for just being out and being whatever. I didn't look perfect. I was too fat. I was too thin. I was stupid. I was offensive. I was a waste of space. I was a bad actress. Whatever. All of the things you can think of. I anticipated experiencing that because my belief system was, from what I had experienced, that the world wasn't going to accept me. And so I just went through a very dark moment.
Okay, my question is for Megan. I have a Sony HVR Z1U. It's not a true HD, but it's HDD. It's a pretty good image. And anyway, my question is, I just graduated film school, and I'm trying to help my career.
No, really?
I wanted to know if you'd be interested in some kind of like celebrity sex tapes.
In the first Transformers, you were just like a toy, the girl of the boy, you know, something like this.
Okay.
And this one, you are just... Michael Bay makes you an icon.
Okay.
Are you aware?
I'm
Did you
not
know?
aware.
No, come on.
Are you silly?
I was 15 at the time, so I was underage, but I was in a Stars and Stripes bikini and a red cowboy hat dancing under a waterfall. That was my first job.
And I love that that's the background. Okay, now. It's one of these fast cut movies, so we went frame by frame. So you're going to see this, you're going to see your acting debut right now for the very first time?
What?
This is what we used to do in acting class when like our other actors were distracting us. Just wear the bag, put the bag on the head thing. I'm not going to do it, but so I can focus. I just need to get this.
Oh, you want me to put a bag on my head while you're doing an interview with Johnny so that I don't distract him?
Briefly, and then we'll come back and I'll do your portion of the interview.
We're trying to do a serious interview.
Yeah, I got Megan Fox.
I will give you $100 if you sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow right now. I know.
What do I need with $100?
$150?
No.
Does anyone else have any money in $200?
No, never. I won't sing.
You
like to do things that shock people, right? Like, for example, calling yourself an actress.
Right. That was what I was going for.
I thought of a sex icon, the shot on the moto.
Don't go changing, trying to please me.
The motorcycle.
Who can't bend over a motorcycle? What did I do that was so special? It's not like I was doing one-handed push-ups. I just bent over a motorcycle. Yay.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
No. I mean, I'm not going to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
That's disappointing, Megan.
It's because you asked about those naked pictures.
Oh,
if you hadn't asked that, I might have
You
sang
wouldn't have. Don't tease. Please, just like a note. I'll sing with you.
No.
Somewhere. Okay.
Do you numb yourself to? I don't know if there's I don't know if there's a man alive who's not in love with you in some way.
You're so silly.
You know what am I really?
You're a silly
No,
man.
I'm not silly at all.
You're a silly man in a checkered shirt.
I am not.
But really, it's not really about what you did, but what he did.
What
you know?
he did,
yeah.
sure, I agree with that.
Making you looking just gorgeous.
Thank God for Michael Bay.
I've got one last thing.
What is it?
Please, can
Okay.
you give me a kiss? Please.
On
in
the
front of
mouth?
camera.
What movie is this for?
Jennifer's Body.
Jennifer's Body.
Have you seen Hotel for Dogs?
I haven't.
Well, then what the hell?
Why is she?
Have you been on
here?
Friday?
Why am I here?
If you haven't seen Hotel for Dogs.
Any in particular that you like to sing to yourself?
What is this about? Like,
You
what?
denied me, and I want it
but
now.
Why?
I don't know.
What is it for?
It's not for.
How-
It's just for me. We're not even going to use
Is it going to serve you
I don't
to have a
know.
better day?
I don't know.
No.
I wasn't allowed to be a human because I was a topic of conversation and gossip and punchlines.
Megan Fox was at the MTV Movie Awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she made a comment that I thought was very interesting, and Holly Scoop reported it. She said, "I have the libido of a teenage boy. I'd rather have sex all the time than leave the house." I thought that was interesting.
I find that interesting because she looks like that. No, God bless her. You know, here's why I find that interesting. Because I don't know whether to believe her or not. You know, people, like, these days I feel like women want to play up, like, how sexual they are, almost like to compete with men. God bless. That's a competition I'm totally happy to have. And I don't want to discourage you at all. But really, because, you know, no, in fact, you know what? I'm calling it. I don't believe her.
I think that she's trying too hard to be like the sex vixen.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I'll tell you why I don't believe her. As teenage boy would have sex with anyone that was mildly doable. Okay, that's the kind of libido they have.
S2, S11, تفضل.
Sorry, we're gonna hold on.
Megan, show us up front, please. Show us the front, Megan. And Megan, right here, please. Right in front, Megan, you look beautiful. Just looking right here, love. All right, just look this way. Just look this way. Hold. To your left. Hold. Watch out. I can't see anything. How you doing this evening? Sorry, brother. I can't see anything. It's good to see you this evening. Watch out. Yeah. Excuse me.
Hello, Megan. What's up, bro?
Megan, can I get one picture? Hey, see what's up? Can you look up right here for us?
Yeah, Megan.
Thank you. You look great.
Yes.
Hey, you hooked on something, man.
Careful, guys. Careful. Whoa!
And filming that scene where they sacrifice me, that for me, that was really reflective of, I felt like my relationship with the movie studios at that point. Because I felt like that's what they were willing to do, to literally bleed me dry. They didn't care about my health, my well-being, mentally, emotionally, physically at all. And they were willing to sacrifice me physically as long as they got what they wanted out of it. And it didn't matter how many times I spoke up and said, I'm hurting, this isn't right, I need someone to protect me, this is going on, someone needs to listen. It didn't matter at all. And so in that moment, they kind of were a representation of what I was dealing with that way. You know, we live in this moment right now where you believe victims, but if there's ever going to be one person that it was okay not to believe, it would be me. If it's ever going to be okay to shame a victim, it's going to be me. That's just the belief because of what I've been through.